ഗുണങ്ങൾ നവമിഥുനങ്ങൾ ഇവർക്കാശംസകളേകാൻ മംഗളങ്ങൾ വാരിക്കോരിച്ചൊരിയാം നമുക്കി മധുവിധുവാസന്തരാവിൽ പട്ടുമെത്ത വിരിച്ചതിലിരുത്താം ഇവരെ കല്യാണ പാട്ടുപാടി ഉണർത്താം താരഹാരമണിഞ്ഞ രാവിൽ ആനന്ദമുല്ലാസമുന്മാദമൊഴുകുമ്പോൾ ചുവടുവച്ചു പാടാം ശുഭരാത്രി മനസ്സുകൊണ്ട് നേരാം ആശംസ ചുവടുവച്ചു പാടാം ശുഭരാത്രി മനസ്സുകൊണ്ട് നേരാം ആശംസ രാഗം മംഗളരാഗം രാഗത്തിലായിരം ഗാനം ഗാനം സംഗമഗാനം ഗാനത്തിനായിരം വർണ്ണം ഏഴല്ല നിറമതിനേഴല്ല എഴുപതല്ല നൂറ് നൂറ് വർണ്ണമഴ വില്ലുകൾ വിരിഞ്ഞൊരഴകാ ചുവടുവച്ചു പാടാം ആ ഗാനം മനസ്സുകൊണ്ട് നേരാം ആശംസ മംഗളങ്ങൾ വാരിക്കോരിച്ചൊരിയാം നമുക്കി മധുവിധുവാസന്തരാവിൽ പട്ടുമെത്ത വിരിച്ചതിലിരുത്താം ഇവരെ കല്യാണ പാട്ടുപാടി ഉണർത്താം പോരാ താളങ്ങൾ പോരാ ചേലത്തക്കുഴൽ വിളി പോരാ മിന്നൽ ചിലമ്പൊലി വേണം മഴമുകിൽ തകിലടി വേണം നാളത്തെ ദിനങ്ങളെ ഒരുമിച്ചൊരുമിച്ചൊരു മനസ്സുമായി എതിരിട്ട് ജയിച്ചു വരുവാൻ ചുവടുവച്ചു പാടാം ശുഭരാത്രി മനസ്സുകൊണ്ട് നേരാം ആശംസ മംഗളങ്ങൾ വാരിക്കോരിച്ചൊരിയാം നമുക്കി മധുവിധുവാസന്തരാവിൽ പട്ടുമെത്ത വിരിച്ചതിലിരുത്താം ഇവരെ കല്യാണ പാട്ടുപാടി ഉണർത്താം താരഹാരമണിഞ്ഞ രാവിൽ ആനന്ദമുല്ലാസമുന്മാദമൊഴുകുമ്പോൾ ചുവടുവച്ചു പാടാം ശുഭരാത്രി മനസ്സുകൊണ്ട് നേരാം ആശംസ ചുവടുവച്ചു പാടാം ശുഭരാത്രി മനസ്സുകൊണ്ട് നേരാം ആശംസ കുയിലുകളെ വാവാ ഇണക്കുരുവികളെ വാവാ നല്ല മധുവിധുരാവുകളെ യുവമിഥുനങ്ങൾ നവമിഥുനങ്ങൾ ഇവർക്കാശംസകളേകാൻ
सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, नजर ना हम पे डालो, सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो, चाहे जितना जोर लगा लो, सबसे आगे होंगे हिंदुस्तानी। सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो, चाहे जितना जोर लगा लो, सबसे आगे होंगे हिंदुस्तानी। हमने कहा है तुम भी कहो, हमने कहा है जो तुम भी कहो।
आओ हम मिलजुल के बोले अब तो यारा, अपना जहां है सबसे प्यारा। आओ हम मिलजुल के बोले अब तो यारा, अपना जहां है सबसे प्यारा।
हमने कहा
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, only we held as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, was so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
Good afternoon. Thank you. Welcome to our distinguished guests, friends and families. I'm Sharon Abraham and I'm honored to be the host of this event where the North Hempstead Indian Malayali Association and Indian community comes together to proudly present to you the 2018 elected officials. Let me borrow a quote from business magnate Henry Ford. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. The end result of that teamwork is what you're witnessing here today. Let us celebrate the success. It is my responsibility to welcome the dignitaries to the stage. Our first honoree is a former Nassau County executive who was later elected in 2016 as US Congressman. He has proved to move legislations forward with his bipartisan method and is of course now elected from 3rd District to the US Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Welcome, Honorable John Swanson. Next, I would like to welcome our guest, Honorable Judy Bosworth, North Hempstead Town Supervisor on the 3rd town. It is my privilege to welcome Supervisor Judy Bosworth. The most vibrant North Hempstead Town Councilwoman Anna Kaplan, now selected as New York State Senator from District 7. Ladies and gentlemen, your hands together to Honorable Anna Kaplan. I'm proud to welcome our next honoree, a civil rights attorney by profession, the first ever Indo-American who is one among us, the Malayalis, New York State Senator-elect Kevin Thomas from District 6. Yes. Welcome, Honorable Kevin Thomas. I am also proud to introduce our next honoree, the first Asian American New York City Council member and controller. And he is now one of the first 2 Asian American who is elected as the New York State Senate from District 11 in Northeast Queens. Once again, wonderful round of applause. Thomas did Napoli, New York State Comptroller, had accepted our invitation to be here, but due to unforeseen reasons, he is unable to attend. Representing his office is Joe Galante, State Assistant Comptroller. We are happy to have your presence here today. Please put your hands together in welcoming Honorable Joe Galante. Proud to have another Indian American official. She currently serves as a judge of the New York City Civil Court and is now New York Supreme Court Judge-elect from District 11. Let us put your hands together for Honorable Ushit Pandit Durant. An Indo-American social activist. The Vice Chair of Nassau County Democratic Party. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together in welcoming Chairman and Founder of North Hampstead Indian Malayali Association, Mr. Kalathil Varghese. Please come. Finally, but importantly, the man behind the show, President of North Hampstead Indian Malayali Association, my dear friends, let's welcome Mr. Dinsel George. Now, I call upon Chairman of North Hampstead Indian Malayali Association, Mr. Kalathil Varghese, for the welcome note.
I know there are so many people to speak, I don't take much time, only in my duty to finish, Good evening, respected dignitaries, community leaders, ladies and gentlemen. It is with a great honor that I welcome you all on behalf of the North Hampstead Indian Malayali Association and the entire Indian community to honor our newly elected officials. I am pleased to welcome Honorable Judy Bosworth, the North Hampstead Town Supervisor, as our chief guest. Judy has done a great job for our town. Our Nassau County Executive, Honorable Laura Curran, is out of country, but she's sent her congratulations through a county citation. I am pleased to welcome Assistant Controller for New York State, Joseph Galante, who is representing the Controller Thomas DiNapoli, who could not be with us tonight. They are both great friends to the community. I'm happy to welcome US Congressman Honorable Thomas Suozzi, who has just re-elected for his second term to the 3rd Congressional District. He is working diligently in Washington, serving on various committees and caucus on important national and local issues. A great friend to the community. I am thrilled to welcome newly elected Senator, elect for the 7th District, Honorable Anna Kaplan. She has done a great job bringing the community together. It is indeed an incredible honor for me to welcome newly elected Senator-elect for the 6th District, Honorable Kevin Thomas. I am so happy that he is approved that the American dream is accessible for every person willing to work hard. I am so proud to welcome this young man tonight, who will be the first Indian American to serve the New York State Senate. I am delighted to welcome newly elected Senator-elect for the 11th District, Honorable John Liu, the former New York City Controller, the first Asian American to be elected to the legislative office in New York. It is an honor to have you with us tonight. I am happy to welcome Ushit Pandit Durant, who is a Democrat judge-elect for the New York Supreme Court for the 11th Judicial District. She is currently a judge for the New York City Civil Court, where she became the first South Asian judge in Queens County history. We are extremely happy for all of their great and historic victories. I am pleased to welcome all of the association here with us tonight. I am happy to welcome our sponsors, Mr. George Varghese, President of the Kerala Jubilees, Mr. Wilson of Kerala Kitchen Restaurant, Taste of Cochin and Maharaja Group, Cherian Ariprath. Last but not least, I would like to acknowledge our MC, Ms. Sharon Abraham, and my fellow committee members who organized this victory celebrations. It is indeed a great night to celebrate these victories. We are thrilled that all of you could join us tonight. Thank you.
Mr. Varghese. Next, presidential address, Mr. Dinsel George. Please welcome Mr. George.
Honorable Tom Swazi, U.S. Congressman, Honorable Judy Bosworth, North Hempstead Town Supervisor, Honorable Anna Kaplan, New York State Senator-elect, Honorable Kevin Thomas, New York State Senator-elect, Honorable John Liu, New York State Senator-elect, Honorable Bashir Pandit Duran, New York Supreme Court Judge-elect, Honorable Joe Galante, New York State Assistant Controller, Mr. Kalathil Varghese, Chairman of North Hempstead Indian Malayali Association, distinguished guests, and my dear friends. This evening, North Hempstead Indian Malayali Association is so honored to join hands with various organizations from within the Indian community to celebrate and to congratulate the 2018 elected officials. In the world of sports, victory marks the successful end of a race. But in the political world, victory is the start of an exciting and also a challenging career. And I am sure that is very true for each and every honorees that are seated here. Congressman Swazi, I commend you for working with the people, especially with the Indian community, and addressing their concerns and their needs, putting politics behind, but by working in a bipartisan manner. We thank you, and I also congratulate you on your outstanding victory. Senator-elect Anna Kaplan, our councilwoman from District 7, we are so proud to celebrate with you and your successful win as a New York State Senator. Your commitment to serve the people is exceptional. We thank you and we wish you the very best. Senator-elect Kevin Thomas, words cannot express your performance level of achievement. Months and months of tireless hard work have paid off. From meeting you from the first time at this place here at our inaugural function in April, and several times thereafter to assist you, to lead you to success, I am sure many honestly did not expect a clear path to victory. But persistence personified. So delighted to see one among from our own country and our Malayali community into a great position like this. November had been a great month for you and your family. Not only you won the election, but your wife and you have been blessed with a baby girl. Congratulations, and we celebrate with you and your family. Senator-elect John Liu, the first Asian American to be elected as the New York City Comptroller in 2010. A great leader that he is. We commend you on your success winning the New York State Senator seat from District 11. Congratulations. New York State Supreme Court Judge-elect Bashir Pandit Duran, serving as a civil court judge. We are proud to honor you this evening as the first Indo-American judge to win this position. Congratulations. New York State Comptroller Tom DiNapoli, as Sharon mentioned, who won very handily this November, couldn't be here, but representing his office, Joe Galante, Assistant Controller, we celebrate and we congratulate with your office. A quick word about North Hempstead Indian Malayali Association and our mission. Our organization is a non-partisan which seeks to engage, educate and empower the Malayali, Indian and South Asian American community to build a just and inclusive society. We also encourage individuals and leaders in the Malayali, Indian, South Asian community to be proactive in our democracy, to achieve equal access to resources and opportunity for full and inclusive political participation. So with that in mind, we encourage our next generation to be active leaders in the community. We have our keynote speaker for this evening, Honorable Judy Bosworth, and I'm also looking forward to hearing through felicitations by our distinguished guest. As I stand here, I'm reminded of the words of Winston Churchill. Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. So as I now sit down to listen to every one of you, on behalf of North Hempstead Indian Malayali Association, once again, congratulations to all the honorees. Thank you all and God bless.
Thank you, Mr. George. Now I call upon our next speaker. It is the keynote address by North Hempstead Town Supervisor, Honorable Judy Bosworth. Put your hands together, you Supervisor Bosworth.
Thank you, Sharon, for that lovely introduction. Well, good evening. How wonderful it is to be here with all of you. North Hempstead Indian Malayali, did I say that right? Association. I remember when we were here for the inauguration, when it just started, with Cal and Dinzel, starting this great organization with the goal of reaching out to all the members of the Indian American community that live here in North, that's set up with this wonderful organization, because it's so important to make sure that every voice counts. And I know that as I look at the wonderful officials that are up here, actually I'm the only one who wasn't running for an election this November, which is probably why I look a little more relaxed than everybody else. But it's tough to run. And the thing that all of these wonderful newly elected and re-elected officials have in common is that they work hard and they want to make sure that they are the voice of all of you who are sitting here today, of all of the other organizations that are part of our town, part of our county, part of our great state. So important.
And he's so sorry he couldn't be here. Unfortunately, a very close friend of his, a woman who worked on his staff in the assembly for many years, passed away. The funeral was in New Jersey today. He's quite far away and won't be home until late tonight. But he asked me to extend his thanks and his appreciation to everyone in the Indian community in Nassau County and throughout the state, in fact, for all their support throughout his career, and particularly in this last election when he led the ticket of all the statewide candidates in the number of votes. So it was a tremendous victory. Couldn't have been done without the broad-based support he had from all over New York State. I do want to also thank Dinzel George and the Indian American Malayali Association of North Hempstead for hosting this evening, and to my dear friend for 25 years, Cal Varghese. Cal, it's just incredible to see how the Indian community has grown, developed, strengthened, and how impactful this community has been on the
Prima Awards and Nassau County citations for the honorees. Citations are from the Nassau County Executive Laura Curran. For this exciting moment, I call upon Chairman Mr. Kalathil Varghese and President Mr. Dinzel George to come up forward. How's it going so far? While they prepare the way up here, how's it going? Do we feel that energy? Yes? I guess you all have to keep clapping. Yes, that's what we're going to do this whole night, because it's a night of success. The victory is here. So while they prepare this, we ready to move? Okay. So I call upon our chairman and our president up here to give the Nassau County citations. I call upon town supervisor Judy Bosford also. And same time, I call upon Mr. George Varghese, CEO of Kerala Jewelers and Rajdhani Indian Restaurant, to come up forward to give the Nahima Award. Congratulations, Honorable Tom Swazi. Ladies and gentlemen, please put hands once again for this proud moment.
Come on over here. Yeah. Why don't you stand that side, Mr. President? Okay, well, let's look at this woman first. Now look at this guy over here.
He's watching everybody.
You can see why he's an executive.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. George Varghese. Thank you for your generous support, and please kindly take your seat. Our next award recipient is New York State Senate-elect Honorable Anna Kaplan. Honorable Judy Bosford will present the citation, and Nahima plaque is presented by Mr. Kalathil Varghese. Another big round of applause for Honorable Anna Kaplan. While we are taking the picture, for our next award presentation, I call upon Mr. George Parambo to come up forward. He is the executive committee member of our Nahima. And along with our president and Honorable Judy Bosworth, please remain because we're going to do the citations all throughout. A proud moment for the Indians out here, especially for all the Malayalis, is our New York State Senate-elect Honorable Kevin Thomas. Each one of you have contributed towards his success, and here we are. North Hempstead Town Supervisor Honorable Judy Bosworth will present the Nassau County citation. Mr. George Parambo will present the Nahima Award.
Well, anybody go anywhere. A lot of cameras here. So, we're doing this on 3. 1, 2. One more. Perfect. Awesome.
Congratulations, Honorable Kevin Thomas. Once again, your hands together. And Mr. George Parambo, thank you for your generous support, and kindly take your seat. Our next honoree of the day is New York State Senator-elect Honorable John Lowe. The citation will be presented by Supervisor Bosworth and Nahima Award by President Mr. Vincent George. Congratulations, Honorable John Lowe. Please put your hands together once again. While they're doing the pictures, I call upon Teja Abraham, Nahima Executive Committee member, to come up forward.
On 3. 1, 2. One more just like that. 1, 2. Perfect.
Our next award recipient is U.S. Supreme Court Justice-elect Honorable Ushit Pandit Durand. The Nassau County citation will be awarded by Honorable Judy Bosworth, and Nahima plaque will be awarded by Ms. Teja Abraham. I request... Sorry, the citation will be presented eventually. They will be ready in a week. I'm sorry that I announced that, but the citation will be ready in a week. And thank you. Yes, sure, you're getting it. Sure, soon. At this moment, I'm also going to call upon all the officials who are sitting here. Can we ask all the officials to come up on stage to take a picture? I also call upon all the committee members of Nahima. Please come up for a picture moment here. All the committee members, please come up forward. And along with all the officials, please join this crowd. Let's make a memorable picture here.
Can everybody move just a little bit to the left? We have the sign in the middle. So bring the left to the right. My left.
Okay. That's all right, I'll give you my Okay, ready? Everybody look at this one. Go ahead. Now we look at this expert here. 1, 2, 3, expert.
Don't anybody go anywhere. This is just the beginning.
Listen to all what the winners have to say. I call upon Honorable Tom Swazi to the podium. Please welcome Congressman Tom Swazi.
Okay, all right, everybody get settled. Get settled, I have a long speech. Let me start by saying namaskaram. And thank you, Nani. How many of you here are actually Malayalis? Raise your hand if you're Malayali. Who's not Malayali? Raise your hand if you're not Malayali. What are you guys doing here? What are you here? So now I see what's happening in our country today, and so many people being discriminated against. Each one of these candidates probably in their lifetimes as young people faced some sort of discrimination along the way. Many of you, because of your accent or because of your skin color or because of your religion, may have faced some sort of discrimination. And that's not American. That's un-American. The promise of America is based on the idea that all men and women are created equal. And everybody should be treated with human respect and human dignity. And whether you've been here, whether you're a first generation like myself, or you've been here for 5 generations, or you've been here for 5 years, you're just as American as anybody else if you adopt the idea that you believe in the American promise.
Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here tonight to celebrate our victory. I want to first of all thank the Indian American Association for always putting their support behind the right candidates and making tonight possible for all of us elected sitting right here. I want to thank the Malayali community. I was here a few months ago, and when I announced that I was running, and I got a lot of support. For that, I'm grateful. I also want to mention and thanks my supervisor, Judy Bosworth, my supervisor now and my forever supervisor, Judy Bosworth, who was a mentor to me, who when I first came and thought about running, took me out to lunch and gave me really great advice and was really very helpful in shaping my view and how we can help our communities. Lou, and of course our wonderful controller Tom DiNapoli. Congratulations to everybody here tonight, and I am so looking forward to working with John Lou and Kevin Thomas to represent you. And I want you to always to know it's not about the electeds. This is
all, and I want to look. I think we have heard from a lot of people already, so I'm going to be relatively brief because I know we want to hear from the real star tonight, and I'm wise enough to understand what's going on. Let me just say thank you to our supervisor Bosworth for allowing me a free passage across the border. Thank you very much. I certainly want to thank Cal Vargas, our chairman, and also Dinsel George, our president, and all the other board members and officers of this great association. The North Hempstead Malayali Indian Association is obviously very much up and coming, and I look forward to the great amount of influence you'll have, not only in holding celebrations like this, but helping shape the public policy that we will enact in the state of New York, in Congress with the help of Congressman Swazi. This is, at the end of the day,
that's a lot of pressure. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Let me quickly say, I am incredibly humbled by all this felicitation and this honoring and getting these citations and plaques. I am very simple. All right. Just a couple of months ago, I was a legal services attorney taking care of poor people in the Bronx. People who are being sued by big banks and student loan companies who were oftentimes manipulated into getting a loan that they could not actually afford. And now I'm here. All of us here, the reason why we got into politics is to help others. And that's all I wanted to do when I jumped into this race. Yes, the odds were against me. Kemp Hannon was in office for 42 years. All right, he was in the Assembly and then State Senate since '89. He was very strong, but he was campaigning like he was in the 90s. Lots of signs everywhere on Hempstead Turnpike. He wasn't knocking on doors. My team and I actually rode past his campaign office in Garden City, and it was always dark. He was pretty confident that he was going to beat me. And November 6th was a night to remember. And how many here have seen the movie The Candidate with Robert Redford? All right, so...
Not translated to Malayalam.
So, in this story, think of Mohanlal as the main character, all right? He was helping the poor, and then he got recruited into running for US Senate. And when he won, and when he found out he won, he just sat there and said, now what? When the chairman, Jay Jacobs, broke the news to me around midnight, I said the same thing. I want to thank all of you. Okay, there are a number of you here that helped me, like, tremendously. Shandeep Singh, who's taking a video right now, he's my little brother, and he's been by my side since I was running for office. Sharon, you know, she and her daughter walked in East Meadow knocking on doors for me. Please give her a round of applause. You have Ajit from KCNA. He has been there since the first fundraiser that I threw at Cotillion. He's always been by my side. He's a good mentor. Thank you so much. I have Khaneja. Khaneja, get up. He, just like Cal, has been there for the Indian community since day one. And it's him and Cal. I stand on their shoulders for where I am today. If it wasn't for them and their organizing and them showing the entire Nassau County how strong the Indian community is, I wouldn't be here. There are a number of other people here as well. Oh, Tur. There he is. He's another great Indian American. These are the movers and shakers. They have done a lot to help me win. And it's a big responsibility for me, since I'm the first Indian American and Malayali. I will do my best to make you all proud of me. There are a lot of issues that we will be fighting for together. Me, John Liu, and Anna Kaplan. All three of us are going to do everything we can to make sure the lives of Long Islanders are better in the future. All right? And one more thing. I taught Tom Swazial the Malayalam, so thank you. Nandi Namaskaram.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair Thomas. I know every single person sitting in this room actually has helped towards this success, and really congratulate all of you who have come out here also. And East Meadow, actually Carolites of East Meadow, we are not an association, but we are a group of people who just want to do good things for others, nice things that happen in East Meadow. We have multiple groups, and we've been working through the groups, and it's all people who made this change. So thank you so much, and let's hear to Honorable Urshit Pandit Durand. Welcome to the board.
Good evening, everyone. That's a tough act to follow. So everybody talked about different things here. Thank you first of all for inviting me and recognizing me. We're talking about history making here, the diversity of all of the elected people, the American dream. I came here at the age of 10. I did not speak English that well. And I went to law school. I learned some English here and there. I worked as a prosecutor for over 25 years in Queens County. I saw many of my colleagues becoming judges, none of them that looked like me. And I started thinking, why not me? And I started thinking about it, talking about it with people. And finally, in 2015, Congressman and Chairman Joe Crowley of Queens County Democratic Organization nominated me to the seat of civil court with the help of a lot of other people. I worked and sat in the criminal court of Manhattan for 1 year. In the past 2.5 years, I've been sitting in criminal court in Queens County. And then I started thinking about the next step, which is the election to Supreme Court. And I started talking to the leaders to help me. And this is where the diversity comes from. Congressman Swazi talked about the Malayali organization, where I'm from. I'm Gujarati, some of you are from Punjab. My story, the people who really supported me, was a coalition of different Indian, South Asian groups. So one of the persons was Dr. Nita Jain, who's here. She is Gujarati of Jain religion. The other person was Gurdeep Nirmala Singh, who's here also, who's of Sikh religion. The other person was John Albert, a Christian man. And the fourth person who came and supported me was Mohan Chaudhary, a Bangladeshi Muslim man. And I was a Hindu from the state of Gujarat. And so that's what it's all about. It's not I'm Gujarati, I'm Punjabi, I'm Malayali. I think that you all have formed an amazing organization and done an amazing thing by electing Kevin Thomas to the state senate. And that is an awesome, awesome achievement. But I urge all of our groups to work together. And if we all work together, I think that we can achieve even greater things in this country, because that's what America is all about. I thank you all so much. I hope to keep all of my experience as an Indian woman growing up in America, as an Indian young girl in America, being a prosecutor for 25 years, and meeting with all of these organizations throughout my lifetime, and keep all of that in my mind when I'm making rulings, making judgments, and judge every case on its facts and the law, and be fair and impartial in every single case. So I thank you so much, and as I state, congratulate all of my fellow elected officials here. Thank you for inviting me.
is CEO of J Group of Companies and Chairman of Indian American Economic Development Nassau County, and President of Indian Overseas Congress, Mr. Sudh Prakash Singh, followed by, I guess I'll give him a chance first and then go see how it goes.
Good evening, friends. Congratulations to all the elected members, and she told us only 30 seconds, so I wouldn't repeat the names. You haven't heard enough of it. And our star of the evening, as they said, our hero, I'll just mention his name, Kevin. Proud of you. Just a couple of things. We already had from our Nassau County an Indian American. We consider him Indian American from our Glen Cove Gurdwara days in US Congress, Tom Swazi. Now we have Indian American in New York Senate also. So we're very happy to have you, sir. And Tom Dunopoli, my oldest friend, I'm glad Joe is here, always. Just a couple of things. As you all know, when we embark from our native lands, come to this great nation, we always have a dream that, you know, we are going for our better future, not just ours, but our children also. And we always want our children to be successful, doctors, engineers, business, whatever we think. But very few of us think of the political side. And that was one of actually my dreams, that our children, some of our own generation should enter politics and do good for the community, good for the country we have adopted. And Kevin, thank you for making that dream true. Really glad, and I congratulate you all. And Kalatil, my brother, he is our senior vice president of the organization. I lead Indian Overseas Congress. And on behalf of him and myself, I want to invite all of the elected members, whenever you want to pay a visit to India, we can very easily facilitate and make sure that it will be productive. And I want to mention so many leaders are here. Thank you all for coming and supporting all the candidates. Thank you.
To everyone, congratulations to all honoree, and we all are proud of you guys. All dignitaries, dignified guests, respected all association friends, ladies and gentlemen. We all feel proud to honor as well as celebrating victory party to all our Democratic candidate winner. The Democratic vote in all of NASA minority community increased by more than 80%. In this month's state Senate election compared with 2014, Senate clinching victory for 2 of the 5 Democrat candidates who won on election day record shows. In the Pew community, turnout more than double. The high Democratic turnout on the Long Island was key to the party's statewide success in retaking control of the Senate, which in January we have 40 Democrats and 23 Republicans. Congratulations to all winners, and we all are proud. I like to thank Sakalatin Varghese, Dinsel George, Ashley Abraham, Philip Joseph Saji, and all committee members who has organized this thing. Thank you.
President of the organization, Mr. Dinsel George, and the chairman, Mr. Sakalatin Varghese. I believe more than 50 times all the elected officials' name has been repeatedly named here. So let me think if I can remember the names. John Liu, Anna Kaplan, Tom Sosi, Jody Bosworth, and Malayali's proud, Kevin Thomas, John Galandi, Ms. Pandit. Am I right? And all of the members, good evening to everybody. I'm so happy to hear, and it's an honor to be here because it's an auspicious occasion to be part of this diversity. I'm looking at the dais and I see all the diversified people from different diversity. And that's what makes this country great again. Not just building wall at the border or strictening our immigration rules or making some nonsense comments when people questioning their authority. So I think this is the diversity that makes this country great again. So as the elected officials, when they become the part of the democratically elected government, the old definition says of the people, by the people, for the people. You all know that, right? But if you see the term, if you look at the term, it's repeatedly saying people 3 times. So what does it mean? The ultimate authority lies in the hands of the people. They are the ultimate authority. And the elected officials' primary job is to protect the rights of these people. And I believe these, I would like to call them young people, these people have the courage, and Almighty God give them courage to protect the rights of all individuals that they represent and they serve. As a person who coming from a non-profit section, non-profit organization, well, I just want to say that the function, there are some commonalities in the functions of a non-profit organization, people who hold the positions in non-profit organization and the elected officials, because the ultimate goal is to serve the community, the people that they belong to, or the people they represent. But basically it's in 2 different ways, because we have to beg to the people to get the money. But these people are backed up by the budget policies and laws, so they can really enforce or make sure the people are being served properly. But the people like me who serve in a non-profit organization, we have to go and beg for the money. Also, I just want a quick note about FOMA, because Federation of Malayali Association, which we affectionately call FOMA, that is a non-profit organization and the largest organization, Malayali organization, representing the Keralite community in the United States. So when you say Malayali community, it's one of the state in India, which is southern tip of India, also called as God's own country. And just one note about what we are doing right now. We have been in existence for the last 10 years, more than 10 years. We have been doing a lot of seminars, charity works in the United States and in India. But just make a one note about what we are doing currently. You might have heard about the unprecedented monsoon that almost destroyed the state of Kerala completely back in August. You might have heard it because it's a big news in CNN and Fox News everywhere. So what we are doing currently, as a result of this monsoon flooding, almost 700,000 people have been evacuated, 70,000 houses has been completely wiped off, and still people living in shelters and in relief camps. So what we are doing currently, we initiated a project called FOMA Village Project, and the first phase of the FOMA Village Project, we are building 25 homes in Kerala, which is almost equivalent to $200,000. So we have taken up a project which is equivalent to $200,000. And the estimated cost, the devastation cost, estimated around $3 billion US. So, but as we are doing our fair share to our fellow human being back in our hometown. So that being said, and each home actually cost $8,000. So I would like to make a request to all of you, if anybody wants to make any donation to FOMA, that would be a great help to us. So once again, I would like to congratulate and appreciate, and may Almighty God give them courage to properly discharge their duties in their elected offices. Thank you very much for having me here.
Respected elected officials, dignitaries, association leaders, community leaders, and dear friends. This is indeed a joyous evening that we have gathered here to honor our 2018 elected officials. This evening is indeed much more joyous occasion since our own country person, an Indian Keralite member, got elected in the state senate. We have made a history, and this is only a beginning. We have tried many times, but this time we never expected a victory like this. And Kevin Thomas, we are so proud of you. Congratulations. Congratulations to all the winners. And John Lu was the first Asian who got elected from Queens, and we were friends. I used to work for his campaign committee. We used to celebrate Diwali in the City Hall together. And so congratulations, John Lu. And Anna Kaplan, it's a big victory, the state senator, congratulations. Tom Swazi is our own Nassau County Executive, congratulations to you. And Judy Wadsworth, she is always here. Whenever I come here for Onam celebration or in the Nassau County celebration, Diwali celebration, she is always there to support us, to support Indian community. Thank you. Thank you. And Kevin Thomas, congratulations. We are so proud of you and honor. And Joe Galante, the assistant controller, I have seen him for the last 20 years, with the Nassau County controller, Tom DiNapoli. And congratulations to you. Ushat Pandit, the judge from Queens. So congratulations again. Thank you.
Thank you. I really have to insist this time, if we can keep it very short, please, we'll really appreciate, because they all want to leave, and I see that Tom Swasey has another event to attend, so he's rushing to leave. So, Global Advisory Committee Board Member of World Malayali Council, Mr. Chako Koikele, please come up forward.
Good evening, everybody. Honorable Senators Anna Kaplan, Kevin Thomas, John Lowe, Honorable Congressman Tom Swasey, Honorable Judge Ushir Pandit, and all the dignitaries. Indeed, today is a historical day for the Indian community. We all came here as a community to celebrate the victory of our friends. When I say friends, you know that Anna Kaplan, Jodie Bosworth, and Tom Swasey, and they participated in all the Indian programs. You know that they will always be there. Whenever there's a program, they're always there, and that's why they are here today, because the Indian community loves them. And the main thing is that I have been watching the elections for the last 30 years. I'm a resident of New York Park for the last 30 years. This time, considerably, the people came out and voted. They exercised their voting rights. That's what we have to do in every election. Because if we come out and vote, we have the choice. We have to make that choice. So it is our responsibility to educate our people to go out and vote and get the right candidate selected. I am representing World Malayali Council. That's a global organization. It has units in 60 countries all over the world. In United States only we have 11 units. I have with me the New York province officials with me. Mr. Koshi Umman, he is the president. And the rest of the executive members are there. On behalf of the World Malayali Council, I congratulate all the winners. Thank you very much.
Sharon, respected honorable dignitaries, especially the first Persian American Anna Kaplan, as New York State Senator-elect, first Indo-American Senator-elect, Mr. Kevin Thomas, he just left, is leaving, as well as first Asian American John Liu for District 11, our keynote speaker, Town Supervisor Judy Bosworth, Assistant Controller Joe Galante, NAIMA Chairman Kalathil Varghese, and NAIMA President Mr. Denzel George, and respected guests. I'm so privileged to stand here as part of the Indian community, and proud of the audience here. And I have only two things to say. Your voice is your vote is your voice, and voting is power. So make use of your power every time, and there's an election, as concurring to our keynote speaker. I also request everybody to make use of your voting power every time when there's an election. Thank you so much on behalf of Kerala Cultural Association of North America, KCNA. Thank you, Naima, for providing us a stage here, an opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you to the North Hempstead Indian Malayali Association for giving me an opportunity to stand up here to speak and congratulate our respected congressman Judge and Senators. On behalf of the Kerala Samaj of Greater New York, we would like to congratulate Tom Suozzi on your victory as a US Congressman, Kevin Thomas, Anna Kaplan, and John Liu for your victory as New York State Senators, and Ashir Pandit for your victory as Judge to the New York State Supreme Court. We know the hard work and tireless efforts you have all put in create your platform by listening to your constituents. Now your dreams comes true and reality as your journey as elected official. We have faith in our political system. Our congressmen and senators were elected with the faith of the people of New York, that they will represent the ideals and values of us. We trust in that midst of chaotic political landscape, you will uphold our values and push for what is right. The organization I am representing, the Kerala Samaj of Greater New York, has served the community for the last 5 decades. It was the first Malayali association in the US and continues to be stronghold in the tri-state area. I would like to thank North Hempstead Indian Malayali Association for putting together this wonderful event. Thank you for your time, and once again, best of luck throughout your respective terms.